All brata susa, mi like invite him yupla long look him displa pizza, na like him displa walk long show him kain pasin long all pater na displa channel lo YouTube. You can look him, you can share him long all poro man, poro Mary blo yupla, long all friends blo yupla, long all family blo yupla. So this plus something emi good pla, long share him long narapla by all he can sabe how all pater or all walkman Mary blong sios behind him sing out blong big pela how all behind him good sing out blong Jesus long come up awesome disciple awesome apostle blong him long all get a man Mary belong ground long all brata susa blong Papua New Guinea me ask him God lo bless him yupla na halib him yupla na by life lo yupla he can come up good pala long gracia blong God na long prayer na halib him blong Mama Maria mama bilong Yumi mama bilong Sios. Thank you true long yupla Olgeta.
Hey guys! Welcome to Mama's Voice. In this program, we will meet priests from around the globe. We will discuss interesting features of their lives, from their humble beginnings, their calling, the churches, and more.
We are here at Don Bosco College, Canlubang, Laguna, and today we are going to know more about the life of Reverend Father Angel Sanchez, STB.
Hello, Father. First of all, thank you so much for allowing us to interview you po. Any personal information you want to share to the public?
Yeah, first of all, thank you also for this invite to be able to contribute to your channel and perhaps to share myself to the greater public. My name is Angel Sanchez. I was born in San Fernando, Pampanga, and my parents are both Kapampangan. I am the firstborn and the only boy. I have two sisters. I received my education from the Benedictine Sisters, Saint Scholastica, and from the Salesians of Don Bosco Academy. So, Kapampangan ako.
Yes.
Full-blooded.
You should take note of that, Father.
Yeah.
When we say Salesian, Father, what does Salesian brothers or priests do? Or what is Salesian po?
Well, it is synonymous to saying youth ministry because that's our primary apostolate. It's for the youth. In fact, St. John Bosco has been declared father and teacher of youth by Pope St. John Paul II in 1988. So 100 years after the death of Don Bosco, he was proclaimed by John Paul II as father and teacher and friend of youth. So our work is primarily for young people. Youth ministry kami. That's the apostolate of the Salesians.
Mm-hmm. How many years have you been in the ministry, Father?
This is my 10th year as a priest, actually. Yes. 10th year. My original batchmates were ordained to the priesthood ahead of me. And I was ordained to the priesthood by a Kapampangan bishop, Bishop Roberto Malyari, who was then one of the auxiliary bishops of the Archdiocese of San Fernando. And we were three whom he had ordained on that same day, 6th of May, two as priest and the other as a deacon. And the deacon is a Korean. And the other priest is a Vietnamese. So international ang aming ordination. We were ordained at the National Shrine of Mary Help of Christians in Parañaque. In religious life naman, this is my 19th year in religious life since I entered the novitiate and made my profession. So I made my novitiate in Cebu, and I also professed my first vows in Cebu. So this year, is my 19th year.
Wow.
In religious life.
Father, what's the difference between religious and diocesan priest?
Well, for us, we have a particular charism which we try to live in the church through our apostolate, through our ministry. And normally, we live in communities. We don't go by ourselves. And then we follow a particular style of life, common life, prayer life, spirituality, ministry. There's a particular style of living the priesthood and the religious life if you belong to any of the religious congregations or religious orders. So for us Salesians, our style is Don Bosco style because Don Bosco is our founder.
What are your previous assignments, Father?
Oh, if I recall, because 19 years is a bit long to recall. As a young professor religious and as a student of philosophy, I did some apostolate in Laguna. I taught in some of the public schools in Laguna, particularly in Canlubang and in Mayapa. And after my philosophical studies, I left for the missions in Papua New Guinea. So even before I became a priest, I was already in the missions. I was already a missionary. And then after 3 years, I came back to the Philippines for my theological studies. While a student of theology, I did some apostolate on weekends in Tondo, in Parañaque, also in Mayapa, Laguna. And during those years, on weekdays naman, I taught at Don Bosco Tondo, Don Bosco Makati, and Don Bosco Mandaluyong. I spent my ministry as a deacon at St. John Bosco Parish and Youth Center in Tondo, Manila, and also at the Mary Help of Christians Parish in Mayapa, Laguna. After ordination and after my studies, I went back to Papua New Guinea. I was for 2 years the spiritual moderator in our aspirantate in Port Moresby, in the capital of Papua New Guinea. And then I was also a lecturer for 2 years at the Don Bosco Technological Institute. And for 7 years, I taught at the Catholic Theological Institute. I was teaching liturgy and dogmatic theology. So those were the subjects I taught for 7 years in the regional seminary of Papua New Guinea. And then I was for 3 years also principal in our biggest school in Port Moresby. And eventually, in that same school, I became the rector and at the same time the spiritual moderator. And in my last year in that place, I was also appointed the parish priest. So I was wearing several hats at the same time. And then I was transferred to another school, this time a college, Don Bosco Simbu Technical College in the Highlands region of Papua New Guinea. I was also rector there, and that was my last assignment before coming over to the Philippines. And I just came actually before Christmas, December. In our Salesian Vice Province, Papua New Guinea and Solomon Islands, for some years I was the provincial delegate for the Salesian family and for the past pupils. So I was trying to organize things for the different members of the Salesian family as well as for our past pupils, our alumni, the graduates of our institutions there. And also for some years, I was a member of our Commission on Formation. So these were the different hats I have been wearing the past years of my ministry as a Salesian.
You mentioned a while ago, Father, that you were a missionary. When we say missionary, what is the primary role of being a missionary?
Well, from the word itself, no, a missionary is someone who is sent to the missions. And you have been given a task, particular task. To be in the mission is, first of all, to proclaim Jesus, to proclaim the good news, the gospel, whether by word, whether by example, or silent witnessing, life witnessing. So that's the primary role, duty of a missionary. And you can be missionary either here or abroad. When you are proclaiming Jesus and you are sent to bring Him. So that's the vocation, the ministry, the life of a missionary.
What is your most memorable experience when you were, let's say, in Papua New Guinea?
Memorable experience? Perhaps there were so many memorable and God-filled, I should say, God-filled experiences, because my first assignment in the missions was in the remotest mission of the Salesians in that country. Remotest meaning the most isolated. In fact, we didn't have electricity. We were just running on small generator for about 3 to 4 hours every night. And then we would collect our water from the rain.
Tune in for the next episode of Mama's Boys, featuring Reverend Father Angel Sanchez, SDB.
There you have it, guys. Thank you for joining us in this episode of Mama's Boys. Hope to see you in our future episode. This has been your host, Karen Dane. Jamatane!